Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, you're far, wherever you are. Thank you so much, Painting Polish. That is the vibe. That is the vibe we are bringing today. Hello, Corian. Hello, I'm so glad you made it. Hello, Earth Girl. Hello, Spadazzles. Hello, Jojo. Hello, Painting Polish. Hello, Tiffany. Someday, hello, Craftosaurus Rex. Hello, Omi. Oh my goodness. Omi, the other day I sent you a message about whether or not you thought a character from Hazbin Hotel would speak French, and then I immediately ran off to do something else, and then I just did not reply to you. And I want to say I'm sorry about that. How are you today? How are you today, Gidge? Blah, blah, blah. Thank you for calling me butt. I was going to answer something that nobody asked, but it was how am I? And which I'm sure you're all curious about. And I'm good. Thank you so much, Gidge. Thank you for the unicorn dick. You know I love it. I do reply. Yes. No, you sent me a meme today. Hold on. Let's see this meme. Yes. I'm loving it. Janir Jafar, to wherever you are. Perfection. Absolute perfection. I'm loving it. I'm a bit of a sleepy baby. I'm a bit of a, like, I'm waking up. I'm less sleepy than I was the last two. I'm having my ultra peachy keen monster right now. Second one of the day. Because this morning, I've been trying to make breakfast for Husbando and I every day. And then yesterday, excuse me, I woke up at 8 and it was too late to make breakfast. So today I woke up at 7 and got out of bed at 7:30 and I did make breakfast. So, you know, suck on that. Hi, Linry. How are you doing? Happy YouTube anniversary. I don't remember if I have streamed since your YouTube anniversary. But regardless, happy YouTube anniversary. Happy 1 year on the platform. I've been on the platform for like, I don't know, 2.5 years. That's not bragging. I for like a whole year and a half, I didn't really do anything here. I released like 2 videos. And that was it. But now I'm doing stuff. How are you, Linry? And how is everybody? How's everybody's week been? I am not releasing a video tomorrow, but I should be releasing a video next week. 2 guesses as to what it's going to be. Because I did tease it a little bit. It's been a week. It's supposed to be a hot weekend. What was that? Okay, Husbando is infiltrating. Oh my God, you're not doing what I think you're doing, are you? Probably doing what I think he's doing. You've been on for 12 years sparsely there. The only thing you're releasing is your scent. What do you smell like? Oh my God. You know how y'all said near, far, wherever you are? Well, it's getting real near. Also somebody's calling me. Hold on. We're entering. Ah, I'm an iceberg! It's me! Whoops. That is our Lego Titanic that Husbando so expertly built. But I so expertly got in like 100-degree weather from freaking the Lego store at downtown Disney. And I have to say that I do think my part was harder. I do think that I had the harder part of the deal. It was so hot and it was during the pandemic. And we forgot to pre-order the Titanic, and we knew it was gonna be sold out everywhere. So like the day it was released, I called the Lego store and I was like, do you have the Titanic? And they were like, yeah, but get down here ASAP. I love you. Thank you, that was very fun. And so I did get down there ASAP, but like I had to park like a half a mile away, probably just like quarter mile. But anyway, I had to park way further away than I wanted to. And like basically like trot, I guess, run as fast as I could in 100-degree weather. And then I had like a 20-pound large box to carry back to the car, maybe 30. I don't know, way too many pounds. They They shouldn't make things that heavy. But I did take it all the way back, and I had to take breaks and stuff. And it's because I love Husbando and I love the Titanic. Okay. So anyway, the Lego store is the best. You're so right. During COVID, downtown Disney was either a breeze or a royal pain in the ass. It would have been fine, Omi. It would have been fine if I wasn't like trotting to get literally the second to last Titanic. Embarrassing. It's actually the Britannic. Blame Lego. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. Let's see. Your work week has been stressful as fuck because high animals came to visit. The high animals came to visit. So today you treated yourself to PPU. What are the high animals? Are they high on drugs or are they some sort of royalty? Is what I need to know. Is what I need to know. Do my arms hurt? I mean, I didn't have to get that today. That was from, my arms did hurt at the time though. And I took a ton of just, it is real love. It is real love. Partially for Husbando. Partially for a big ol' sunken ship. The high animals is the friends we made along the way. The high animals are ourselves sometimes. Sometimes. Okay. Big brain life tip for Disney Springs. Stop by the Ghirardelli store to get a free sample first and stop by while leaving for another free sample. Linry, big brain. You're so right. You were so right about it being a big brain. I'm so glad, by the way, Linry, that you've done so many longbirds. I also consider yourself a high animal in so many ways. Truer words have never been spoken about you. But yeah, today we're going to be using my new Titanic polish by What Addiction. It's called the Abyss. By the way, what did y'all get for the polish for the polish picked ups? For the picked up polishes. Sorry, I'm just being a dumbass. What did you get for polish pickup? I did pare down. I pared down as much as as much as I felt like I could. I didn't have to buy any of this. Nobody has to buy any of this, but I am going to try to find it in a way that you don't see my fucking address. So let's see if I could do that. I don't know if I could do that. Hold on. Let me do that thing that Linry taught me where I control zoom out. That didn't help. It didn't help. Okay. I'm going to take a screenshot because it wants to show you my whole ass is what it wants to do. It's like, Stephanie, would you like your subs to see your whole ass here? And by my ass, I mean my house. Which, by the way, I took a very nice picture of my house, and I may share it because you can't see it from the street, so it doesn't really matter. Parking is not free at Downtown Disney. It is not. I did not hit her. I did not, and it is not. Nothing's free at Disneyland. Disney Springs has nice parking structures and free parking. Damn. Happy Hillary identifies as a high animal as well. Yes. Happy Hillary, we love it. How are you today? Disney Springs is way better than Downtown Disney. It has like a lagoon with a fucking Lego, like a Lego sea serpent, right? That's what I want. You got the Cuticula one and the Night Owl one, your very first PPU order. Those are two beautiful ones. The only reason I didn't get the Night Owl one is because I already have a polish kind of like that. You're gonna see it, the Cadillacer is getting destashed at some point. You didn't shop PPU this month. Nothing called you. Hello, Wishy Caresses. Yeah, nothing for you this PPU. Cadillacer, Baroness X, and Sugar Bubbles plate. Good idea. Cuticula, KB Shimmer, Sugar Bubble stamping plate. Sugar Bubbles, very popular. All you really want is them peacocky stamping plates and the Cuticula, and you're trying to abstain unless money falls upon you. That is fair enough. That's fair enough. Sour Apple Rings brush is bad. It wipes out the polish, causing lumps. Oh my God. Why don't you message the company? Because like at the very least, I'm sure they can like literally just send you a brush, you know? Message, what is it? Atomic? Message Atomic. You got the Kathleen & Co. That Kathleen & Co. was baller. It was a baller and a shot caller. I just realized that what I bought is actually on the thing. What is, oh my God. Gidge sent me a new meme. And I'm also gonna look at what I bought because I got a better shot of it on my phone. I got a better shot on my phone. So I'm gonna open that in the browser too. Let's look at what happens if the Titanic sank today. Wait, hold on. I need a screen share. Only old people and non-swimmers are dying. Seriously, the stern is perfectly dry. It's the radio mast. The radio mast is to blame. Why'd they throw me off again? I can swim. Let me back on. It's my choice. If I get wet, I get wet. No big deal. Yeah, basically. Somebody who worked at Disney, I can tell you that people will be like, I dropped my phone in the ride. Can I go in there while the ride runs and get it? And I'm like, not for very long, motherfucker. You're gonna die in there. You all know you're not allowed to walk around with an open container. You're not allowed to do anything. Disney's bringing sick of fuck at the Lego store. Hello, Bonket. Welcome. Yeah, you're not allowed to do anything fun in honestly, California has okay, I enjoy California because I feel like my important rights are protected. However, we have like some of the strongest like alcohol and weed laws. Like we in some ways we suck, but most ways we rule. You can drink at downtown Disney, but like you can't like walk around with an open container. You can like go to a restaurant and drink. Fun fact, you're born the day that the Titanic sank, obviously a few years later, but the same date. So that is April 12th. Yes, because I'm April 16th. So I always was like, oh, I wish I was born that day. Meanwhile, in Louisiana, we have drive-through daiquiri shops. I fucking know you do. All right, everybody, look upon my nail polish purchase and weep. I got Song of Ice and Fire, very funny, last night while we were playing the Fallout RPG. One of my friends, I mentioned that I got a Song of Ice and Fire inspired polish, and he was like, what does that even mean? What's that like? And I showed him the picture, and he was like, whoa, all of that stuff's like in the polish. It's like floating in the polish. And he appreciates these things. He's actually has like, I think, a degree in like design. So like he was very interested in what was up. I got that crystal knockout that looks like a fucking petri dish / lily pad. He thought it looked like lily pads. I got the cuticula. I got Garden Path Lockers. We Never Lie About Bunnies Bunny. I do want to read Bunny. I'm going to try to read Bunny now that I have this polish, because I've wanted to read it for a couple of years now. And the two book stamping plates, the ones that did not make the cut, the one that I'm really sad about, not really sad, but like the one that like, if I was a millionaire, I would have bought, was the DRK magnetic, actually. And then the other one that I'm a bit sad is there was that, I don't remember who did it, but it was like a teal with a gold and there's a big flaky bomb. It was very cool. It was very cool. I hope your last month's PP arrives next week too. What'd you get, Coriat? California is anti-becoming a high animal. You're so right. Omi disagrees with you. But Omi, here's the thing, is that like, we like in other states you can get so much more, like you can get edibles that like actually have like amounts of stuff in them. Here you can only get up to 100 milligram in an edible, and in other states it ain't that way. I learned that on my road trip. It ain't that way in other states. Yeah, California has like, I mean, we allow weed, which is great, but they're like, yes, see, I'm right. I'm right. Okay. You gotta slim down your PPU, because you bought Rogue and Victorian Varnish PBE overpours plus a Drunk Fairy. You've never needed it. I mean, frankly, neither have I. But it's the thought that counts. It's the fact that you can't get it that pisses me off. You know what I mean? Everything, no, really a lot. You're most excited for the Atomic Polish and the stamping plate. I recommended it, but you got like 8 things. Oh my God. I'm so glad you got the stamping plate I recommended, because it's so good. It's got that shiny carpet. There is the shiny collab, by the way. Let me show you all the, it's from Nerd Loves Nails and somebody else. I don't know if I'm going to join that collab because, you know, I tend to not join collabs anymore. Nerd Loves Nails. But, I don't know, maybe. So yeah. If you want to do the shiny with your new The Shiny plate, you can contact the lovely Nailbot or Nerd Loves Nails or Nerd Loves Nails, and you could join a crew of shiny people, shiny happy people, holding hands with the shining nail art on them. There you go. You wonder if the stamping plate will sell out this month? It seems popular. Which one? The peacock one? Excuse me. I feel like, well, the sugar bubbles one. You want to, but you've never seen The Shiny. We've been talking about watching it. We've been talking about watching The Shiny. But I don't know when I'm gonna fit it in because I have plans. I believe The Fifth Element won for a movie this next week. So next week on Friday, we're gonna be watching The Fifth Element. I might not be able to stream on Friday though, because I think I have a doctor's appointment directly during stream. But we're gonna watch The Fifth Element, and then next week we're gonna watch some weird ass shit that I chose. And then, or not 2 weeks from then. And then it's September, and we're repeating stuff we watched last year. Because we got new people. He'd be a poser in there. Just be a poser. It's fine. I've been a goth poser my whole life. You told your partner that Rosewater was so beautiful, it made you cry, and then he sketchily asked to see it. And they were legit wowed. Yes, because it's so good. You went on a ghost tour at the Stanley Hotel, and that is the resort the book is based on. Yes. Yes. Did you ever watch, Boncat? Did you ever watch the Danny Gonzalez debunking video that he did for the Stanley Hotel? Now, like, I don't know if I believe in ghosts or not. And I don't know if Danny Gonzalez would have been able to contact them, even if there were. So, like, obviously take his, like, full debunking with a grain of salt. But he did debunk some stuff that was said on Ghost Adventures that the hotel never said. Like, in Ghost Adventures, they were like, apparently, I don't actually watch Ghost Adventures. I stopped watching paranormal shows when Ghost Hunters stopped like trying to debunk. Because that's what I actually like, is when they go places and they actually debunk shit. Because like there was this family who was like experiencing, like they're like, sometimes at night there's these weird lights above our bed. And they literally had a vent coming from their basement right where all of their paint was. They were literally getting poisoned from their basement and fucking hallucinating in bed. And that's the kind of shit I like to hear. And like, I like that because then when they can't debunk it, it's more interesting. You know what I mean? But yeah, in the, I'll share the video. Let me grab the video from Danny Gonzalez. Anyway, apparently in the video that, or in the episode of Ghost Adventures, they said that like there was a warehouse full of beds, because there was a warehouse full of mattresses, and they're like, this is where they keep all the mattresses for the people who died. And like Danny Gonzalez like had like a private person like take him around. A private person, not a military official, take him around. And he was like, okay, in this episode they said this, is that true? And the person was like, do you think we have the space? Like, this is a hotel. People die here sometimes. Do you think we're keeping the mattresses? Do you, what? So anyway, I love that shit. I love that shit. Anyway, when you're a ghost, you gladly haunt Danny. Danny is low-key, high-key, sexy, I gotta say. Ghost. Danny Gonzalez. Ghost. Yes. He tried ghost hunting to see if it's fake. And now you can watch that too. You haven't seen The Shining, but you have been in the Stanley Hotel. Very interesting. I'm trying to think if you would like The Shining or not. The Shining, I don't think is a very, it is a freaky movie, but it's not like it's not like, there's one part that's like pretty gross, but other than that, like the old lady part, but other than that, like, I think it's a pretty non-horror movie, friendly horror movie, if you know what I mean. But maybe I'm just saying that as somebody who's completely desensitized. I'm not completely desensitized. I don't tend to watch gore porn. He is totes sexy. He's too young for you. Fair, fair. He is a dad, so I don't feel bad. Like, obviously there's very young people who are dad, but he's like, what, almost 30 and a dad, so I don't feel that bad about sexualizing Danny Gonzalez, personally. He's totes sexy, but a more chill, but you're a more chill platonic ghost girl. I don't know if I want to do Danny, but he is very sexy. Danny looks like he's 12 in your eyes. He does have a baby face. It starts out slowly and just builds and builds. It really does. He is 30, 2 years younger than your fiance. Okay, yeah. So it's just his little baby face for you. By the way, I do have a Titanic stamping plate. I was hoping I had lied to myself. I had told myself that there definitely was a profile shot of the Titanic, just like in the middle of this, that I could then take and like, I was gonna take it and split it, and then I was gonna do like, do a part of the Titanic, which I guess I could do with this back part. I wanted to kind of like do like a sea exploration themed Manny, like bottom of the ocean. I could also just do it. I could also just paint it. But I was hoping that this would do it for me, and it doesn't seem like it will. But what do you think? Should I wear from plate from Mundo de Uñas? Yes, it's all over the back. Mundo de Uñas. So like, I don't know. Do I do the plate, or do I do some freehand, or do I do some freehand bottom of the ocean? Ocean Gate bullshit. Plate, says Omi. Okay. If Omi says plate, we plate. Fuck it, we ball. All right. Oh, I get it. Y'all hate my freehand. No, that's not true. My freehand fucking rocks. I got my first compliment on these. Like, it's the first time that people at my vet's office have ever noticed my nails. Also, it's the last time I'm ever going to that vet's office. And I was like, y'all, I'm just making the ends kiss. My ends fit together very well. Probably most people's do. So perhaps I should make them fuck sometime. I should just make them fuck. We're beyond making them kiss. They're gonna do it. All right, I'm gonna remove my nail polish. And I still have not gotten, I desperately need, like, there's so many things I need. I need acetone, I need cotton balls, but I want to get the cotton like rope that I heard Nicole has. Make the boat and the iceberg kiss. That's basically what we just did with Husbando, that reenaction. Husbando is, so like, let me show you a picture. Because Hubs and I do have that Lego Titanic set up in our bedroom. Let me show you. There it is. This picture is not very high def, but so yeah, we have this beautiful lamp over here. But yeah, we have the Titanic in our bedroom, and the big moon behind it. And our room looks a lot like this polish because we have this green wall, which actually is just what was under the wall. This is the kinky Titanic, yes. This is just what was under the wall, or the wallpaper. We removed the wallpaper and it was like green and weird, and I painted a clear coat over it. I love it. But he really wants, where that lamp is, to put some sort of an iceberg. And then we also have these words, like this word art that says "Love as thou wilt," because it's a quote from like one of our favorite books. And he was like, I really want you to like, let's get an iceberg and then get the word art right there, and we'll tell a love story between the Titanic and the iceberg. And also, while I was like searching for iceberg lamps, because that's like what I decided I wanted to try to find as an iceberg lamp, I did find that a lot of people have like done murals and statues and all sorts of nonsense of the Titanic and the iceberg. Is there a Lego iceberg? No, but you can build your own kits. So we could like build our own Lego kit and make the Lego iceberg if we so chose. Excuse me. All right, we're cutting these in half. In halfsies. I think, oh no, Omi and I were not friends when Titanic came out. Kay, who's been around here, I think Titanic came out a little bit before we met. I'm not sure. My sister was obsessed with it. I loved it. But my sister was the right age to be obsessed. A Romance Between the Titanic and the Iceberg sounds like a Chuck Tingle novel. Yes. Yes, it does. Yeah, it came out right before we met. It absolutely did. Oh, this is not the droid I'm looking for. This is not my proper acetone. I will use my proper acetone. There we go. There we go. There's my proper acetone. I need to clean these acetone wells. I need to do it. Oh, I should also show you guys a collage I did. I posted it in the Discord. Use my proper ass. I always use my proper ass. Always. Every time. Have you ever seen me not with my proper ass? Do you know Omi used to call me Buns of Steel? Because one time she like smacked my ass and it hurt her hand. I think multiple times you smacked my ass and it hurt your hand. I blame marching band. Marching band made that a very firm ass in high school. You've never seen Titanic, Jojo? I have 2 words for you. Kathy Bates. She's so good in it. I feel like that's what will get you to watch it. I feel like that's what would get me to watch it. I've always maintained a good firm ass. Thank you. You wouldn't know looking at me. You wouldn't know looking at me. I am mostly ass. I'm mostly ass, but there's muscles in that ass. I played the baritone in marching band. My arms were so tired. I also maintained very firm whatever muscles you do this with. Until my senior year, when I was able to use the one that you hold close to you. If someone says Kathy Bates, I automatically go to Waterboy. That's acceptable. We actually saw Titanic for the first time in a while this year, Valentine's Day, when it's back in theaters. I didn't know it was in theaters for Valentine's Day. Why didn't Husbando and I go to see it? Why? Excuse me. Someday we gotta watch it in the Discord, but it's even longer than Midsummer. All right. My nails should be a little bit lighter than normal, because I do find that when I use a white or off-white polish, oftentimes my nails are a little less yellow. And I don't really know, maybe it like absorbs some of the color. Kathy Bates is one of the best characters. I mean, she's one of the best characters in history. I mean, maybe not all of history, I don't know. The Unsinkable Molly Brown is very cool. I don't remember any facts about her off the top of my head, except for that, like, you know, she didn't die in the Titanic. I actually, though, think my mom went to the Stanley Hotel on the same trip that she went to the Unsinkable Molly Brown's house. I think they're both in Colorado. Titanic is even longer than your dick. That's impressive. That's incredibly impressive. You went to Molly Brown's house. Yes. Were you in Colorado? When he went there and he went to the Stanley? Yes, it's in Denver. Yes. I love it when I'm right. I love being right. But yeah, Kathy Bates is so fucking cool. Someday, I hope to hang out with her. Maybe, maybe not. You probably shouldn't meet your heroes. But someday I hope that she hits my car and she's like, face it, I'm older and have more insurance. And I'll be like, damn right you do. Hit me again, mommy. That's what I would say to Kathy Bates. And then she would be like, security. Let us clean the palette. I don't even know if we're gonna need the palette today. Oh, I thought you said you did. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Someone said they had been to the Stanley but had never seen The Shining. Who was it? You should go to the Stanley, so I'm right. When we were in Denver, all we fucking did was go to one restaurant, and we regretted it. The restaurant was okay, but it was really overpriced. It was a diners, drive-ins, and dives restaurant. And like, it was really overpriced. And also, driving in Denver was like the worst fucking thing. You went to hockey games. It was the worst fucking thing to drive in Denver because for one reason, that like year, they had decriminalized jaywalking. Which I'm gonna say it, I don't think they should have done. I don't think they should have done that because driving was really fucking dangerous. And personally, I feel like that's why we have laws. It's so people don't get fucking hit by cars and cars don't fucking hit people. Like, I feel like that's just kind of the basic, you know, reason we do that. You're not looking anymore? At what? At what? Oh, wait, when you jaywalk, you mean? That's basically what they were like. Like, everywhere was gridlocked. It was all gridlocked, and there were people just coming out of the woodwork, like, and Husbando was driving that day, and he hated it. And then I was driving, and I also hated it, but less than him. But yeah, like, it was just so unsafe, and I was just like, who decided to do this? I'm not saying you should, like, ticket everybody you ever see jaywalking as a police officer. I am saying, though, that, like, this shouldn't, you shouldn't be able to do that. Isn't a lot of people just forget that they're really at our base just walking water balloons and we drive around in boxes of steel that weigh a ton? Yes. Hello, Luna. Hello. We're complaining about the jaywalking laws in Denver. But yeah, then I went to the restaurant and it was all like kind of like 1950s, mid-century modern, very cute. And they had these C-shaped chairs. And I sat in one and I just was sitting up straight and then I went whoop back. The chair just like fell on the floor backwards. Like I broke the chair. I bent the chair out of shape. And so it was just like, why did we come to Denver? Why did we do this? Plenty of people in the morgue who had the right of way. Right? You used to live in Denver 5 years and traffic just sucks there. Okay, well, it probably sucks more now because of the jaywalking. So if you can imagine that, it sucks even more. Where is my fonder? I went to Denver. Look, Luna, this was only the first part of my very shitty trip. This was day 3, I think, of my drive out to Polish and Beauty Expo. So this was, I think, the day after Hubs and I presumably contracted COVID in Vegas. Then we went to Denver, and then we went to somewhere else. And then we went to... I know at one point we stopped and had dinner with Lacquer Dactyl. We went to the Guy Fieri restaurant in Omaha. And then we went to Tinley Park and we had dinner with a bunch of friends. And the next day I woke up and I was like, I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good. So I rushed off to do a curbside pickup at Target for COVID tests. And wouldn't you know it? So then we hung out for the weekend in our room. And then we drove back with a raging case of COVID. Well, 2 raging cases. It was certainly a time. I had the time of my life, and I owe it all to COVID. And COVID is raging in California again. I gotta get my booster. Because that was not a fun time, but it would be a more fun time if I had it at home, at least. At least I wouldn't be driving like 12 hours a day while sick with COVID. And I lost my sense of taste and it didn't come, like, it came back faster than I thought it was going to. I was really worried I was gonna lose it for like 12 months or something, because I know that some people lost their sense of like taste and smell for a really, really freaking long time. It was so bad, Omi. It was so bad. I don't even know if you know the rest of that story, Omi, because ugh, we had issues with the event runner there. It was the fucking worst. It was so hot too. Oh my God, it was so hot. And I wanted to stop by my grandpa's hometown. My grandpa grew up in this small town in Kansas, and he actually wrote a book about growing up in that small town in Kansas. And yeah, like there wasn't really anything to do because it's basically a ghost town. It's like a very well kept ghost town with like 10 fucking people in it. But I wasn't really able to get out and do anything. Jojo, that's awful. I got it back in a few days. This magical human at a Wendy's had these fabulous long purple nails. And I was like, your nails are so beautiful. And they were like, oh, thank you. And then we compared nails in the drive-thru. And that was the meal that beautiful human gave to me. Was the first meal I tasted. And I tasted onions. And onions are like my favorite thing. So I was so happy. Since having COVID, you hate sweet stuff. Like, hate? Oh my God. That sounds like both a dream and a nightmare. I don't know what to put on my nails. Partially, I don't even really know what these are. So this is rose. That's rose. That's them on the bow. That's them on the door. My problem with this stamping plate is that, like, one thing, the images are so tiny. And other thing is that, like, they just don't really, like, they just don't really, like, I don't know. Well, maybe it just has to do with them being small. They're just too small. They don't have enough stuff on them. Let me see if I can find my stretching and shrinking stamper. I actually legit don't know where it is. It might be like behind stuff over here because I know I dropped my stamper thing. No, I don't see them back there. By the way, I'm wearing my Action Park shirt because I decided that the Titanic was really the action park of boats. If Action Park was a boat, it would be the Titanic. And yesterday, unfortunately, I didn't think it through. Yesterday, I wore my my like Celine Dion "My Heart Will Go On" shirt. You did watch that documentary? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Somebody here who's not here right now, Bree, fuck if I know. Fuck that new mobile interface. It was like I couldn't figure out for the longest time how to just like go and watch Danny yesterday. I was so annoyed. It was like you could like scroll through your live channels and I'm like, I know Danny's live, and it wouldn't let me go to Danny. And I was just like, eventually I figured it out. Eventually we figured it out, but it was real sketchy there for a while. But yeah, nailed it, guys. Paul, who comes around here sometimes, he and his dad both got hurt on the Alpine slide. Is that what it's called? Everybody I know who is from New Jersey has either gotten hurt at Action Park or been with someone who got hurt at Action Park. But so far, they only know it as Mountain Creek or whatever it was called. Avoid the Alpine slide. I don't even know if it's still open anymore. But mostly avoid the wave pool. The wave pool is where the most people died at Action Park. Where the fuck is my stamper? All right, I guess we're not stretching and shrinking today. Because my life is out of control and I don't know where things are on this table. It is probably somewhere on this table. watching, waiting for its time. It was the 80s and the 90s, yeah. How do you get hurt in a wave pool? So, it was overcrowded. The lifeguards were like untrained teenagers who were often drunk. And the wave pool was a more intense wave pool than normal. Like, I have heard people say that like they went into the wave pool and it was not like anything they'd ever heard before or felt before. It was like too powerful. And so, yeah, like I've heard something like crazy amounts of rescues per day happening in the wave pool, and sometimes they just didn't get it. Even in a regular wave pool, sometimes the waves are stronger than you think, and it's pretty common to get knocked over and end up getting hurt. Yeah, that makes sense. They also didn't have heated water, which is all ice water. Yes, yes. There was that Tarzan swing that was over just like literally a mountain spring fed pool. Just like a freshwater mountain spring fed pool. And someone had a fucking heart attack because they were like just basically doused in ice water. I didn't know that a lot of essays happen in wave pools. That another reason to avoid wave pools. Lazy rivers are the only good ride at a water park. That's the only good place. We're gonna open a water park that's just a lazy river. That is the only reason to go. But yeah, there was a lot of reasons that people passed away at Action Park. One person got electrocuted under the water. But this wasn't something that you weren't supposed to be in the water for, but also it was like a kayaking adventure. So you weren't supposed to be in the water during the kayaking adventure, but also like kayaks are so imminently tippable. So imminently tippable. Okay, I'm gonna say this word. Itchituckney? Is it Itchituckney? Itchituckney Springs. It has an amazing lazy river in Florida. I want to go to there. Yes! Oh man. Don't make toast in the water. Well, nobody told that man. That man was like, well, I fell out of my kayak. I better make some toast and dry my hair before I get out. He was like, oh, damn. Oh, beans. I messed it all up. It's my impression of the guy. I'm sure that if his family heard me, they'd be really happy. But I don't know, like, maybe they're like me. I feel like one of my family members passed away that way. I would probably think it was funny. Not that it was funny, but that like, but this many years later, but who knows? Who knows? I might still be incredibly traumatized. But I do hope people make jokes when I die. Nothing that is a joke about like me being shitty. Unless I deserve it, I guess. But you're all welcome to make inappropriate jokes about how I died. If I die ever. Which is still... the scholars are still debating. We did make jokes at your mom's funeral. Omi is one of the best people to make jokes like that about. She would have wanted it that way. And I'm telling you right now, I do want it that way. Jokes like he was one day from retirement. Exactly. We'll never forget playing Family Guy Rock Lobster. Is that one of the things that you played at the funerals? I do remember there were a lot of exciting songs at that funeral. It was a good time. Which is a weird thing to say about a funeral. But it was also true. Your mom would have wanted it that way. She would have wanted it that way. If you're wondering why I'm like this is part of the reason, everybody. This is part of the reason. All right. I think I'll do 3 coats of this. This is so beautiful. I like it on the nail so much better. So much better. She always said she never wanted her funeral to be boohoo and sad, so it wasn't. Yes, perfect. In the bottle, this is just a little too dark. But it is called The Abyss. Remember to be a brat. I'm always a brat. See, thank you. This is What Addiction? The Abyss, and it is themed after the Titanic. And it is from Polish Pickup Rewind. Yeah, the original was PPU September 2023. Which I don't remember. What was September 2023? I'm surprised I didn't get it then. But maybe it was on my list and I just like couldn't abide it. A lot of times when I'm like narrowing down polishes from PPU, I'll just like look at everything on my list. Like I'll just very briefly look at what they look like and be like, not that one, not that one, not that one, not that one. Usually I just like eliminate everything except for the ones that like I know I want. Because if I forget about them, I forget about them, and then I don't care. Haunted history! Okay, that makes sense. This history is quite haunted. I don't know if the Titanic's actually haunted, though. Or the area around it, or anything. It'd be really cool if the Titanic was a ghost ship. Hello, your PPU Rewind arrived days you're swatching. Hell yeah. Of all the places it could be, I'd pick that spot. Wait, the middle of the Atlantic Ocean? I'm gonna haunt the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when I die. No one's gonna know who I am there. No one's gonna put 2 and 2 together. They're gonna be like, oh, it's a vaguely fat person. Perhaps it is the unsinkable Molly Brown. Who we think is fat because of Kathy Bates. But I don't think she actually was fat. With the billionaires! Oh, a place like that would be likely to be haunted. Yes, yes. Yes, I want to haunt with the billionaires. I just want to see their faces. I don't know what to do with these stamps because they're so fucking small. Except for, like, I do feel like paint me like one of your French girls. The words are, like, pretty big. And then everything else is, like, pretty small. I don't really know. Like, I legit don't really know what to do with this. Does anybody have any ideas? It's a parody song about there. That's about the billionaire sub. Why? Why? No, I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's great. Right after that happened, a friend of ours came to our house and just like decided he needed to tell everybody about how he thought the jokes about it weren't funny. And I was like, I hear you, but I can't relate. I think they're funny. I think they are funny, actually. This one's kind of nice because these two aren't cut off by the edge. This one with like the little Titanic and them in the background. I do like the sinking Titanic. I do like the ship there. I do like what looks like Leo looking confused. I do really wish that I knew where I put my shrinking and stretching stamper. Because if I could stretch these... Perhaps. Sinking Titanic for sure. You like the titty necklace one. The one that's this or that. This looks like Kate Winslet has somebody's hand around her throat. All right, well, let's get the Sinking Titanic then. Should I guess I'll paint that red. I guess I'll do reverse stamping because I feel like it. I don't really want to rush, so I'll reverse stamp. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's paint the Titanic. I'm so glad Husbando came in here and crashed the Titanic into my face today. Okay, you want the heart of the ocean. Birds do it, bees do it. Yeah, I guess bees. Do bees do it? Bees do it. Bees do something. Red may not show up, but I'm gonna try. Because I think that part of the Titanic was red. I'm gonna try. We'll do a very bright red and we'll back it in white. Who's educating these fleas, Omi? Who's educating the fleas? Who is educating the fleas? The heart of the ocean text is so funny to you. Honestly, do we just want to do some like fucked up sticker bombing? Some just like some dumbass bullshit? It was me. I would never educate fleas. I hate fleas. I will ruin fleas. I fuck fleas. Not literally. Not in a literal sense. Do not fuck the fleas. If you educate them, they'll fuck themselves. Or each other. Depends on how you educate them, I suppose. Who out here is teaching fleas how to masturbate? All right, we're gonna do some dumbass bullshit as we are wont to do. Stamping polish. That's the first thing one needs for this sort of thing. The second thing we need is a stamper. The third thing we need is a scraper. I'm gonna use my fancy ass scraper. It's gonna scrape my fancy ass. Maybe you educated them, they wouldn't be so bad. Do you think that they would leave my cats alone? That's all I want from them, but I think they need them to live. Which unfortunately means that our goals are conflicting. Maybe if I educated them, I could get them to go infest another cat. But then I would feel bad for that cat. Because at least my cat has me. And I could buy flea medication. And I can get an exterminator and stuff. But by the time I've educated the fleas, I probably like them. They're probably my friends. Hello, son. You were late, but your headache is killing you and you'll be lurking. I'm so sorry. I had a headache yesterday. And I did get over it. But it was close. All right. Oh, I forgot to get a paper towel. So let's remove that, and maybe I will use a paper towel to clean this because y'all know, well, maybe you don't know, Mundo de Uñas plates are not my favorite. Someday, maybe they will start making plates that I like. It's not stamping unless you forget something. True. You gotta have everything, like, it's a borderline migraine. Stop it. I love using ice packs for my migraines. They help a lot. Yesterday, okay, that is good enough, I think. Is it though? I'm gonna try one more time. I'm not supposed to use too much ibuprofen, so I've had to kind of learn how to deal without aspirin or ibuprofen. And the ice packs, man, the ice packs. You're on a vacation day, but have slept most of the day because of the headache and have accomplished nothing. You hate being sick and you're not working with your valuable non-work time. Yeah. Especially if it's a vacation day and not a sick day. That blows. All right. That came out much better. I'm glad I decided to try that again. All right, let's get our tape. I need to bring some tape downstairs. Oh yeah. There's some things you can take for your sinuses because your stupid narcolepsy meds. Are you allowed to take whatchamacallit? Flonase? Where do we want to put this fucking sinking ship? I don't know, but I'm gonna paint it. I don't know if I want to paint it Muy Caliente. Muy Caliente is very bright, but like, it's also like pretty orange. Pretty orange. I guess I'll paint it Haute Red. It made your headaches worse. Nar. Nar. All right. Let's shake this up. Shake this mofo. I want to get one of the shakers like Colette. Not Colette. Nicole. Like Nicole has. Colette may have one too. But the person I know has one is Nicole. But they're real expensive. All right. So this stripe right here is going to be red. And I think I filled it. I think I did. Then I am going to use a little bit of white. Just a little. I should put my acetone over here. I should have put a top coat on this, but I didn't. Okay. Here's this. Sinus mints might help. Yeah. Not the shaker that looks like a vibrating boob. I actually have had one of those, but it broke on me. Nicole has one that she just straps her bottles into and it just shakes them. Like up and down. All right. So all of that stuff has white. I don't really know how that's going to read, but whatever, I suppose we're going to see. Oh, I have an idea. I have a cool idea. Are you so excited? I'm so excited for my cool idea. It's going to be fucking cool. Just watch. Just watch how cool it is. Hey, before the, oh wait, you already read that. I already read that. No, I didn't. All right. I am going, well, first actually, no, it's how I freaking bottleneck this. So fucking dirty. Always so fucking dirty. There we go. Pull that out. Yeah. Okay. We've got to try to get this. I've got to try to appease Linry and not be off screen. Also, I hope this works, because I'm taking a while. Titanic. Titanic. This is like off center. This is not good. I am going to attempt to remove this, but I didn't put down top coat, so wish me luck. If I'm gonna do this, I need to rinse off my brush like every 5 seconds. Every time I rinse off my brush, it gets more white polish in there. What a pain. What a pain. I need like a second thing to rinse my brush with. Ah, aha. I found a workaround. I found a workaround. All right, now I should be able to just do one coat to fix this. There we go. Yes, exactly, exactly. And we live our lives to not be made fun of by Linry. We must feel superior to Linry. That is my only goal in life. That is sarcasm, by the way. By the way, Linry and I are friends. And I celebrate her victories like my own. But we do make fun of each other. I also heard she was a fake Yellow fan. And I think that's shameful and wrong. And we should drag her through the streets. And ring the shame bell. How are you, Snub? How are you? I am so sorry. You have to wash freaking dishes in the bathroom. All right. All right. We're going to let that dry a little bit, and I'm considering putting some top coat over it. I'm going to move this I'm going to move this so that it's easier for me to show y'all what I'm doing. Doing good. Normally don't get to watch midday streams. Well, welcome. Welcome to the midday stream. We're doing some shitty Titanic nail art because I can't find my fucking my shrinking and stretching stamper. So we're just doing what the stamping plate tells us to. But all these images are so fucking small. And I don't understand why they gotta be so fucking small. I have an idea though. I could like sticker bomb these. Oh, the shrinking and the stretching and shrinking stamper. It is pretty cool. I feel like I've only gotten it to work one way or the other. I don't remember which one it was shrinking or stretching. There's a hair. No, stop. One sec. I accidentally the whole thing. All right. There we go. We are painting. Okay. This polish does look beautiful. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Let me take a picture of this polish, actually. While I don't have anything on it, I am going to wipe my lens. I feel like getting lens wipes is one of the big things that you can do to improve your photography on your phone. Do you find that polishes don't dry out so fast on the quartz looking palette I use? The thing that I use that really stops polishes from drying out are those fidget poppers that are supposed to, like, you pop things in and out. Here we go. I have it right here. It's kind of a pain in the ass to clean. I thought it'd be easy to clean. Like, it's easy to get a big thing of polish out of because, you know, it just pops out. But it's hard to get dust and cat hair off of. This makes polish last longer. This is just convenient to clean. Shrinking is easier because you just pull the stamper off the holder. Yes, I think you're right, painting polish. But yeah, if you're looking for something to make it last a lot longer, this is what I'd recommend. For acrylic paints, they have things called wet palettes. They don't have those for nail polish, probably because it would smell really bad. Because acrylic paint is water-based. So you just need to put water in it. Whereas presumably, if you did nail polish, you need to put like nail polish thinner in it. All right, thanks for hanging out, Bon Cat. Have a great day. Have a good one. All right, let us try this again. Let's try this again. And actually, I suppose, let us put a bonder base on, because I'm gonna need to do it for the top part of this anyway. Let's let that dry a little bit. All right, thanks for hanging out, Corey. Enjoy your lurk. You got a little fidget pop-it notepad at Dollar Tree. Use for polish if you ever need it. And then a second one for yourself. I want to get one of those like ye old-timey classic fidget cubes is what I should get. Because I really wanted, so like, we're playing this tabletop RPG. And I have a really hard time. If I put the exposure up, it's not even doing anything. Manual exposure? Oh, this is for my face. This is for my face. Sorry, that's not for my hands, for my face. Well, this is like brighter than it should be, but I feel like you can see things a little better, but maybe let's go back to that. Anyway, I have trouble concentrating while I'm playing tabletop RPGs. I like really cannot. Like, it's really hard. It is really, really hard. And so I'm trying to find ways to like deal with my ADHD and play this game. And I like didn't want to buy a fidget toy, even though I wanted one forever, because I was like, oh, it's like $25. I don't want to spend that much. And like, I want to get a nice one because like, you know, it's going to be heavier and more satisfying than like a cheapy one. But I was like, no, instead I'm going to like decorate this notebook, and this notebook's going to keep me occupied. And I ended up spending like more money on that than I would have on my thing. So who the fuck knows? You did really like it because you know, I can put it up for a bit. I can definitely put it up for a bit, but yeah, you can see the polish a lot better with a brighter exposure. You think crochet dishcloths? I've tried crocheting. My big problem is there's too much stuff in front of me. And I did talk to Husbando about that. I was just like, because like we've been using like the terrain's gone completely to the edge of the table. And then this last time I tried to have like a lap desk, but then like everybody's getting these like full details about my thing. But yeah, like everybody was moving around all the time. I don't know. It's just very hard. And like we're trying to not have a completely combat based game, but the other people in our group like pretty much only want to do combat. And I am not experienced in these things. But I'm pretty bad at combat. There is not an in-between brightness, unfortunately. I might be able to edit the brightness here. There. I upped the exposure and downed the brightness. Thank you, Vero. I'm sorry. I had them open and I didn't start them. There you go. Hello, how are you? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I do to get better at that. Right now, it's hard enough for me to keep my character sheet from just like flying across the floor all the time. So I don't really want to add another like thing for me to keep on the table or on my lap as it were right now. That is very bad. That came out very badly, actually. Let's try that over again. You are having a day. Well, I'm sorry you're having a day. I know you had a bit of a bummer morning. But now we're doing weird Titanic nails. Yeah. That's the spirit. Or maybe what you get done will be just like vibing. Maybe you'll just vibe and that'll be enough. All right. All right. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. All right. So I'm going to do it this way. I really hope that that's far down my nail enough for the Titanic. Yeah, it is. The Titanic, though, that is kind of lumpy, but whatever. We gotta be so careful because when you're dealing with a sticky base, unfortunately, it's really hard to see those smokestacks. In fact, I might actually maybe we can make this glow a bit. Maybe we can do a bit of glowing. Let's get vibing. Yes, yes, yes. Are you gonna be a high animal? We were having some conversations about high animals. And perhaps you are one today. Perhaps you're our high animal. I want a sponge. I don't know where a sponge is. I want it now. Well, perhaps no sponges. Perhaps none of that. For some reason, my jade jelly doesn't have a cabochon on it. Cube time. Hell yeah. You'll probably be a high animal later. Wait. Like turtles chewing on jellyfish for the buzz? Yes. Omi is definitely a furry stoner. Cube time isn't always a good time. One time, me, Doomed, and some friends, one of them might have been Vero, watched the movie The Cube. And I'll tell you right now, for those people, it wasn't a good time. I think that jade jelly is not enough. You've never seen The Cube. The Cube? I don't know how to describe The Cube. I don't know if this is gonna look any good. But you could not see that Titanic. So we are going to try. We're gonna try something here and see if it works. And if not, it's just gonna be ugly. It's just gonna be ugly. That's what we're gonna do today. I can't say I particularly recommend it. I don't think you're missing out on a ton. It's just like a bunch of people like wake up inside this cube, and one of them's like a conspiracy theorist, and one of them was like a government contractor, and like all of them have like different, like one of them's like a criminal, I don't know, and they have to figure out their way out of the cube. And like the guy who's a government worker like designed the cube. Well, he designed like a part of the cube. He didn't design the whole thing. I don't know. It had a lot of like political commentary in it, or social commentary in it. And most of it tracked. But yeah, it's mostly just one of those, it's almost like a Saw Trap movie in some ways. All right, that was actually probably the best Titanic we have picked up yet. But yeah, I won't be recommending it for the Discord necessarily. All right. So let's paint this again. It'll take but a moment. And let's try to see if we can get the Titanic to pop a little more. Or maybe it'll just look stupid and bad. Maybe okay, actually, well, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. I'm just gonna leave it. I am just going to leave it. Okay. Sorry that I'm whining and moaning and being a weirdo. There we go. And now we need wheat. A wheat sale. Yeah, I'm not going to release a video this week because I have just decided that I don't want to release videos unless I really want to. Because if I don't really want to, then it's just a stressful time. But when I do really want to, it's a good time. There we go. And I also wanted to have time yesterday to do some stuff around the house, which I kind of did. But then I got a headache, and so I stopped. All right, so let's just take a little bit of Bonder, because I don't want to smudge. I'm just going to put it above that Titanic there, because I don't want to smudge that. Let's let that dry a little bit. Let it chill. So I have some ideas. I have some ideas about how to make this better. And it is the same way that I made the shiny nails better. Which, what if we made these photographs? What if we made these photographs? Because they're so small and they're so square that I feel like they should be photographs. Now in The Shining, I used the Shining Manny that I did. The Shiny Manny I did. I used like Ceci Naspas Blanc to make the images look a little more aged. But these images should look even more aged, so I think we should go for a sepia kind of tone. Okay, I'm glad you think that's cool. So perhaps what I'll do is maybe I will do a layer of cocoa jelly and then a layer of white. I feel like going in with a light brown isn't going to be the right effect. Like maybe it would be, but like I feel like going in with cocoa jelly, and if I really want to, I can do some like shading with the cocoa jelly and make it a little more intense in areas. So we'll see. But yeah, maybe while that's drying a little bit, I can get in here. Let's make some pictures. Pictures. This one looks kind of hot. I kind of got a thing for when people hold other people by the neck, and that kind of is what that looks like. Only hold other people by the neck consensually. And be very careful if you plan on squeezing it. A better thing to do is to just hold it. It has the same effect, and it is not dangerous. Those are my thoughts of the day. All right. There we go. That looks like it's going to pick up a bit better. And it did. We do have some empty parts, but I think that's okay. It looks so cute. It looks so cute. Okay. Let's remove this, remove that. I don't actually know why I'm doing this one first, because I kind of want this to be more in the foreground. So I'm thinking of maybe doing an entire like photo nail. I don't know. We'll see. This should be ready. This should be ready. So let's attempt. That is absolutely better. You could actually see it a bit. The back has a bit of an issue down there, but I'm pretty okay with that. So there we go. There is our first nail. You see your base summer color for your midsummer nails, and as always happens, you're trying to think it was too pretty to cover with nail art. Wear it twice. Wear it on your Cindy hand as well, is what you can do. You can always do that. There we go. All right. So we got that. I've got a bunch of black nail polish on my hand as God intended. So one of the pictures I think would be fun to do, although it will be hard to kind of like gauge where this picture should be, is just the Titanic sailing, but let's try it. Let's fucking go. Okay. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Then pretty soon, it should be time to reverse paint that image there. But let's see. Let me grab the coffee jelly. Do I have it here? Because I was using it the other... Oh, I did put away a bunch of certs, though. Cocoa jelly. I keep calling it coffee jelly. Somebody in the audience called it coffee jelly. Is her dress supposed to? Yeah, it does. It is supposed. It does supposed to. It does supposed to. All right. All right. So let's just get in here. And let's paint these bitches sepia. Bitches love being sepia. Trying to dot it because I feel like my brain is like, this polish is almost clear. That means you can just like spread it on the image real good. And I'm like, no, it will still smudge, in fact. We're still a high risk for smudging. I just love sepia tone. Sepia bitches, you're so right. I don't actually love sepia tone that much. I just am feeling like talking about sepia right now. I'm just enjoying my time with the sepia. Oh my goodness. What has been on my mind for about 24 to 48 hours is the fucking Neil Gaiman allegations. Sorry if you came here to avoid that, but sad day. But to make matters even worse, the fucking like people who broke the story were not a very trustworthy news source. Although I do believe the victims. Like, I think there's one really obvious thing. Yeah, Neil Gaiman, not Neil Diamond. Yes, your PBU is here. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's what you got. No, as far as I know, Neil Diamond is fine. No, so a few people came forward. There's been 4 now, but there were 2 on this podcast. One of them was like his kid's nanny who, there's a lot of things, there's like a lot of allegations being thrown out there, and it seems like some of them are true and some of them are less true. But the ones that seem like they are true, like, they do paint a really negative picture. It's not good, is what I will say. It is not good. But basically, she was a nanny for their kids, hired by Amanda Palmer, I believe her name is, from the Dresden Dolls. And she went to Neil Gaiman's house one time, and like the kids ended up going to like a play date. And so they had this like big hot tub in the backyard, and they set it up and got in it together. And like, it's unclear whether or not she thought he was going to get in there with her. I don't know. But like, apparently it was inappropriate. And then a relationship started, and she's saying that she like never approved of the relationship. But like, the only like physical evidence that we have are like WhatsApp messages that like seem to not tell that story. Seem to just tell a completely different story. So that was a thing. And then there was also like a person who like he met when she was 18 and he was like 40 something. Luna, what are you whatting? What are you whatting about this? And by the way, that happened at the time that he and Amanda Palmer were separated, but they also, so he was separated at the time, and also they had an open relationship. So I'm not like, I feel like we shouldn't be putting the emphasis on the affair and more the emphasis on there was a power imbalance, for sure. And like, what seems to be happening in multiple cases is he seems to be a really, really fucking irresponsible BDSM practitioner. And unfortunately, that's just something that you're not allowed to be. I was thinking about it the other night, and I feel like it's like being a really, really incompetent pilot. Like, sure, you can fly a plane really shitty, but there's not really an excuse to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is Neil Gaiman. But yeah, before in 2005, I think it was 2005, and you can find this information everywhere. He hooked up with this chick who, well, okay, he met this chick who was 18. They started a sexual relationship when she was in her 20s. They had known each other for a few years. But both of them said basically that like the BDSM went too far. Both people say that they didn't really consent to it. Although there is like, there is messages that seem to tell a different story about one of them. But since this released on this podcast, another person came forward who was living on his property. And it's from her point of view, from her recounting, it sounds like he was basically like soliciting sexual favors to let her continue living on his property. So yeah, like the problem I'm having right now is that the place that broke it, literally, they always do, Omi. Did someone get harmed physically? Tough to say if someone got harmed physically. Because definitely they said that they were in a lot of pain and all of this stuff, but I've not heard of anything. I don't know. I don't know. You got both Nightshade and Never Sleep Again. Both of those are really nice. Yes. Wait, what do we get? We got the Shake Your Shamrock, Never Sleep Again, Lost Item, Nightshade, Mistress of Evil, the Baby Animals, and Candyland. I really hope that you love Shake Your Shamrock and Never Sleep Again, and all the other ones too, but those are the ones that I recommended. So but here's the thing though, we really need to temper our, like, well, okay, do what you want to do. I feel like I need to kind of temper my opinions on these things because the people who broke the story broke it in a really, really fucked up way. And I do believe that the people who are talking about their experiences are telling the truth, and it's proof of their experiences. And even just through the testimonials themselves, what the people said, it seems incredibly problematic. So I'm not here like everybody loved Neil Gaiman. I'm not saying that at all. But the person who runs the podcast who broke the story is literally Boris Johnson's sister. Like the former whatchamacallit, of Britain, Prime Minister of Britain, and she has all of his same views, except for sometimes she said he didn't go far enough. I'm going to share with you a video I recommend watching. It is from, like, honestly, one of my absolutely most trusted YouTubers. Like, obviously, what we need to learn from this is you shouldn't have heroes. You know? Like, don't just think because somebody wrote something or did something or said something that really speaks to you and that makes you feel like they have to be a good person, that they are. Especially because I think that a lot of people who come to very, like, deep understandings of themselves often have done something very fucked up. But yeah, doesn't mean you shouldn't like anybody, but, like, perhaps don't hold someone that you do not personally know in crazy high regard. Oh, I'm actually on Break Room of Geeks. Yeah. Like, and the thing is that, like, if it had been just, like, here's the thing. Like, just because she sucks doesn't mean she's wrong. However, there was a lot of other stuff in the podcast. It was a 4-episode podcast that, hello, nailed it, guys. This is the video I recommend that talks about the accusations and also the people who brought them forward. Not the victims, it's called Tortoise Media Group. And their goal is to bring slow news. And I think that's a great goal. However, it's Boris Johnson's fucking sister. But throughout the interview, they kept saying Gaiman's position is, or it's understood Gaiman believes. Like, literally, they kept saying shit like that. And then at the end, all they said about, like, having reached out to him, because they kept saying who they reached out to, who made a comment, who didn't make a comment. At the very end of the podcast, when they should be saying, like, how they got Neil's position or Gaiman's position, all they said was that they reached out to his PR for comment, and his PR department said, or his PR people said, that there wasn't enough information for them to make a comment. So where did they get this information? Where did they get these reactions from him? Where did they get his point of view? They don't disclose that. They disclose every other point of view they get, except for that. And again, I don't actually think that it, like, negates what was said by the people. However, it was a pretty bad look. And if you look into it, no worries, that's fine. It's all right. I can be toxic. Wait. What's labeled wrong? If you look into it, though, this came out a month ago. We're finally hearing about it. This podcast came out a month ago. It's finally, like, hitting the mainstream. But if you look into the people who have covered this actual story, none of the major news outlets have covered it. The most Business Insider and whatchamacallit, Business Insider and Rolling Stone covered it, but Rolling Stone claims in their, like, quotes from Neil Gaiman, or their Neil Gaiman's opinion, whatever, they claim that, like, he told the podcast. They're like, Gaiman told the podcast people this, but the podcast people are not saying that he did. They very specifically said, if you listen to the entire podcast, that they didn't talk to him. They've just been presenting stuff as his opinion. So, like, Council of Geeks' opinion is that the reason that mainstream news media is not covering this right now, except for Rolling Stone and Business Insider, is because they realize they have to do their own investigative journalism to actually talk about this. You're hated by a few people in the iChat community because you called out someone for fear-mongering and encouraging cancel culture. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is like, okay, if someone's being really shitty, like, I do want to hear about it. But if it's a bunch of hearsay, if it's a bunch of fucking hearsay or just, like, vibes, I'd rather not hear about it. I'm just like, you know, if we find out that the vibes are correct later, then we can all just be like, okay, the vibes were correct, you know? But I think it's pretty shitty to just, like, be like, I don't know these vibes. You got a bad tramp stamp. So you thought you got Pinnacle Polish Everglade, but it says Yosemite on the bottom, and you're pretty sure it's still the Everglade one. Very interesting. That's why I only stand Fanatic your day to call Linery, because no toxicity. It's ever Linery goes and influences and makes you spend monies. Thank you. I am pleased to hear that you don't think that I'm toxic. But honestly, like, I've done some fucked up shit in my life. I think everybody's done a little bit of fucked up shit in their life. I don't think it's enough for me to get, like, full on canceled, but don't have heroes. Everybody sucks in their own special way. I mean, I haven't been hitting on any nannies. Or telling people, or implying to people, even talking to you want to be BB, thank you. We've all done something fucked up. Yeah, exactly. Like, I try really hard to be a good person. But shit happens. But yeah, so I don't know. I would say if this whole Neil Gaiman thing is something that you are like, yeah. Yes, you don't need another hero. Exactly. Tina Turner was right. We don't need another hero. But Tina Turner's always right. If Tina Turner is wrong, then I don't want to be right. You know? That is my humble opinion. But yeah, if you've been hearing about this and it's something that is concerning to you, I would just highly recommend. I'd highly recommend waiting until a major news source covers it before you, like, fully develop your opinions. Because in addition to this just not being a very, like, well constructed podcast for, like, a news source, they were also pretty kink shamey. Like, and in the UK, you can't consent to, like, corporal punishment play. Like, you presumably can consent to, like, BDSM being tied up, but you can't consent to being hurt. So, like, there definitely are attitudes that are weird in the UK about that, from my point of view. But anyway, the person who I shared the link from explains it a lot better. She's a BDSM practitioner. She is a sex worker in addition to being, like, a nerdy media producer. So she's really, really, like, I feel like she really covered this well. And I find her very trustworthy and very cool. So, yeah, exactly. Like, definitely, like, I do think that there's something there. I do think there's something there. From the actual testimonials, at best, I think he took advantage of some people. And was very shitty at BDSM, and at worst, worse. Possibly, I don't know. Wait, what was on April Fool's? The podcast? I thought it came out in June. Please don't hit nannies. Yeah, don't hit nannies. Mary Poppins comes around, you keep your hands to yourself. I've always said that. You may quote me on that. All right. All right. There we go. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you have a hero. You fucked up during April of COVID. He wanted to draw fans' attention to the need for personal protection measures. So he told Instagram he caught COVID. I see. Fifth place by nannies hit up his mediocre nannies. It was a dumb joke. I laughed. I didn't even see that. I also don't think you do, Omi. I don't think you do. But the power differential thing does upset you and people take advantage of their position. Absolutely. And the newest one that came out is honestly kind of the most disturbing to me because it was a woman who was living with her son and children on his property. They were working for him. And then he fired, I was unsure if he fired both the woman and her husband. But then the husband left and the wife didn't. I know he made the husband leave. And then from her account, basically, he would be like coming in and being like, he'd go to the house and be like, oh, Amanda really wants to move back into this house. I don't, you know, so like kind of a baby, like basically saying like, maybe I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of thing. Like I can hold her off, but only if like you give me a blowjay. And that's extortion. Like there's probably even a worse word for that. So I think by the time you have like 4 disparate women just like being like saying very similar things, it is time to take notice. But also notice where you're getting your information from. Because the lady who dropped it was Boris Johnson's literal sister. Mary comes by and starts bullying all that crap in her bag. You had to pop her one to make a mess of my. She'll clean it up. She always cleans it up. Nailed it, guys. So let Mary into your house. I will let Mary into my house. That's Julie Andrews. Wow, this looks a bit like shit. This looks very bad. This doesn't look very good. I wanted to put Sassy Nass behind here, but I forgot to, and I put white instead. Does it look that good? How does this look? Does not look that good. Oh, I was too late. I was gonna play along with my kazoo. Sorry, singing that bad hurts my throat. I want to be funny, but at what cost? This looks really bad. I don't know what to do. All this shit looks bad. Okay, we're just gonna remove it. We're just gonna remove it. Just gonna move on. I don't know what to fucking put on my other nails. I don't like this stamping plate. We're just gonna put whatever on. We're just gonna do fucking whatever. My cats also get very disturbed by the kazoo. She got it from sleeping and was like, what the heck? Yep. One other thing that, and this was before the other allegations came out. One other thing the Council of Geeks mentioned is that it sounds like perhaps his definition of consent was somebody not saying no, when your definition of consent should be somebody saying yes. So yeah, don't do that. What the fuck am I gonna do? I don't know what to do with the stamping plate. It's so small. We did talk about the heart of the ocean. So maybe I'll do the heart of the ocean. I could like actually do some heart of the ocean colors. I just don't think it's gonna show up very well. Yeah, especially when you're much older and an employer. Exactly. What was that? Put dark water on little air bubble popping on the surface. This polish is so dark though. Oh wait, I have... Yeah. I have this tiny clear jelly stamp for silver. I don't know where my other silver polish is. Wow. This I thought used to be like a bright silver, and now it's like kind of weird. Maybe it just needs to be shaken. Yeah, absolutely. Well, he hasn't made any excuses yet. He literally, if you hear he has made a statement, find out where he made that statement. Because if it says on the podcast he said blank, or in the podcast when they whatever, the podcast did not interview him. The podcast did not speak to him. The podcast has no proof he ever said any of these things. They're just saying he did, or this is his position or his opinion. But they never say they interviewed him. They never say he made a statement. They never said his people made a statement. All they said was that his people said that there wasn't enough information to make a statement. So where the fuck did all these statements come from? So for all we know, he's going to come forward and be like, I done fucked up, which doesn't mean that, you know, everyone should just be like fine with him. It just means, you know, that's what he says. But we don't know. He hasn't said anything. I'm gonna do the heart of the ocean and put a jelly layer of blue to look like it's underwater. I'm not really. Anything I do to this mani that's not just like a bright color, it's just gonna like go back into the polish. What I will do though is I will put a really bright blue and maybe a really sparkly bright blue into there. Do I have a sparkly bright blue? I could do, okay, I got an idea. Got an idea. All right. It does, just like the bottom of the ocean, you're right. All right, I'm going to get as much polish off this as I can. So I'm just doing a dot of Holo Taco, flaky Holo Taco. Let's let that dry. And I'm gonna do It's Brittany Beach. Yes, I am using the Abyss. This is the Abyss from Rewind. And I could have done one less layer and it would have been a little less dark, but I didn't do one less layer and it is this dark. And also this is a very like fine stamping plate. And I don't know where my shrinking and stretching stamper is. So we're just fucked. Just the theme right now. We're just fucked. All right. But this might look cute. Just take a layer off, float the acetone. I mean, I could. I could. I have another layer of top coat, though, too. We're just going to suffer. All right, you're with me, and we're just gonna fucking suffer. I am pretty relieved about this cancellation, though, because although I do like a few things that Neil Gaiman has done, like Mirror Mask and what's the other, Coraline. I liked Coraline, and I think there's one or two other things that I didn't realize he wrote that I enjoy. I was not like, this isn't a devastating blow for me. I'm not like, oh my god, I thought I could trust you. I loved you so much. I'm like, that was a person who wrote a few things I enjoy. I'm trying to think who could really upset me. If I found out they were awful. I maybe should have used Hollow Taco's Scattered Hollow. Neil Diamond. The other two images you took off the stamp, Paint Me Like Your French Girl Hojack painting? No, it wasn't. It was just them about to kiss. Which actually on here, now that it's dry, doesn't look as bad, but still. And then the Titanic right there. That does look like somebody wiped poop off their butt onto the stamp. That is what that one looks like. So that one I'm feeling pretty confident in my choice. And then maybe I don't like that these are in quotes. I'll never let go. And I wish it said I'll never let go, Jack, because I feel like that's the line, is I'll never let go, Jack, not just I'll never let go. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Sorry, I don't know if you guys know that frickin' like video. I see it all the time on YouTube. Honestly, I'm considering just doing the Heart of the Ocean. It'd be nice to have something. Maybe we'll put the Heart of the Ocean at the bottom, because that's like where, you know, when she like when she throws it in. You're not crazy about these fonts, except for the ship name looks pretty legit. Yeah. It might have been the same on the actual ship. Exactly. I think that this is the logo for the movie. I think this is the legit logo they used for the movie. And that movie was a fucking masterpiece. So that logo's good. It's a good logo. It's a good logo. This is the problem in Mundo de Uñas plates. They take you in with like, we're the only one making this plate. And then you get the plate and you're like, okay, but the plate does kind of suck. I kind of wish that they had one that said they called it the Ship of Dreams. I should have put this a little further over this way. I always do that. Mundo de uñas. Why not? I mean, I'm not here to convince you to. I do occasionally, but someday I'll learn how to. I do have my own, if I really wanted to, and maybe I do. Cat medicine time! Yay! I want to do like, it's been 84 years. But then maybe it's been is just gonna make me think of fucking bare naked ladies. Like, it's been 84 years since the Titanic sank. You know, like the idea of it sitting in months in customs for a plate being crappy. You just gotta try to not stress yourself out about it. Mundo de Uñas is this company that makes these plates. They make a lot of licensed plates that are not technically licensed by them. They are stolen, but I don't give a shit. And so you can buy from them, but they're in Mexico, and it usually takes about a month for them to get your order to you, in the States at least. And also their plates aren't on a backing. They're laser etched instead of acid etched, which means they eat up cotton. They're not as good. There's a lot of reasons to not like their plates. But at the same time, they're the only person who has a Titanic place. You hear that in the tune? In the tune? I sang it in the tune. Right? The theme tune, sing the theme tune. Do I want to even do more? You got a big order from them, but you haven't tried it. At least you know if something goes wrong, it's not you. Yeah. Usually you can make them work. Usually you can make them work, but it's not always as easy as it sounds. Do I even want to do anything else? Like, honestly, not really. I don't really want to do any other stamping, because I just feel like anything else is going to make this, like... You could add a violin for the music you stayed. I could. I don't know if I have a violin, though, unfortunately. I'm just going to finish these. And maybe we'll have a short day today. But I think I will put a polish on my other hands. I think that's what I'll do, is put a polish on my other hand. We're going in with some smudge free, so we don't smudge. I do think that the blue turned out really well. I just like put it over some tentacles. Honestly. Honestly, I kind of love that idea. Hello, Kay. How you doing? Omi is here as well. It's a fur invasion. A game controller in honor of the billionaires. Y'all aren't thinking. No, you are thinking. You're not thinking about the overall look of this piece. But I do think tentacles would be cool. So let me look at some tentacles. Yes. Here's some tentacles. Some small ladies tentacle. I don't know. I've been quoting Little Britain a lot today. I don't know if y'all have watched Little Britain. It's okay. R.I.P. Because see, tentacles are a really good way to like frame the piece. Because you can like put them on the side coming in. In a way, I thought that these had tentacles. Yes, they do. They do. These do have tentacles. Okay. All right. You got a perfect nailer idea for this. Paper boat, Linnery, patent pending giraffe eyes. That would be pretty perfect. That would be quite perfect. All right. All right. All right. I think I'm just going to take this stamp and stamp it on my index and my pinky. And maybe my thumb. We'll see. We'll see. Alrighty. You have served your purpose, Titanic stamp. The best thing you did was just fucking have the Titanic word on you. Now, for the first time in my natural born life, I want a dusty purple. Actually, I think the last time I did tentacles, I also did a dusty purple. This isn't bad. I want a lighter one. Maybe I don't even own a dusty purple. Hi, Wendy. The iceberg. You need the iceberg in my moon lamp. I'm doing tentacles. It has been decided. It has been decided. This is that time that the Titanic was a hentai. I think I have a dusty purple in here. I do. I do. These are pretty similar. This one's a little more blue. And it is a bit lighter. But I think this one goes better with the green. There we go. The iceberg could go on the thumb. We just like put it over here. I don't want to figure out the iceberg, and I don't want to do half stamping, half not stamping. Because that is the way of the beast. They're definitely both blurples. They're definitely more purple than they're showing up here. But they're 100% more blurple. We're gonna use some liquid latex. There we go. I don't know that volcano plate. Is it the one from... At least give us a moon. All right, I'll give you a fucking moon. No, it is latex. It is latex. People often think that I'm applying nail polish, but I'm applying latex. I've had people legit be like, it goes on your nail. And I'm like, fucking Ron Swanson at a Home Depot. I know more than you. All right, all right, all right. Where's my black polish? There we go. Ugh. Ugh. My desk is very crowded right now. Very crowded. Look at that. The power of not using a Mundo de Uñas plate. It looks so good. Yes, exactly. That's what they say, Khaleesi. And I'm like, your mom. That's what I say right back to them. All right. All right. Should probably shake this a little more. Not yours. Especially yours. Especially your mom. I didn't say she was doing anything. I was just inferring. It was just a statement. All right, enjoy your work lurk. I will enjoy painting some tentacles. So there was this meme where it was like Harry Potter and Voldemort. And like, Harry was like, Voldemort, we've destroyed all your Horcruxes. And Voldemort's like, even the Zephron poster, meaning Zac Efron. And Harry is like, especially the Zephron poster. And he's like, no! And Hubs and I quote that all the time. Hubs also wants us to have like a very, very magically destroyed Zephron poster. Which I'll be honest with you, Zac Efron is not, like, I think Zac Efron's a very handsome man. Although I would wonder if like what Zac Efron, I don't want to lust after him in High School Musical because that's gross. So it'd have to be something later. Okay, somebody, do you have a mod in here? That we can get a... I'm not sure we do have a mod in here right now. Because I think that Sun is taking a nap. So I will do it. I will... Oh, yay! Thank you, Sun. Thank you. Thank you. It could be tough to find a High School Musical poster. I bet you there's a Greatest Showman one. I also don't like The Greatest Showman, but he is sexy in that, and he does have the best song. It is, as Jenny Nicholson puts it, the only song that is not, you're not able to divorce from the show. Every other song could just be any random pop song. But the only one that you can't take out of the show and like really present without context is the one that he and Hugh Jackman sing. And it's really good. And he's really talented and I love him. He is cute in that. It just pisses me off. And I thought this even before Jenny Nicholson said it, although I agree with everything she says always. That's actually not true. Occasionally we do have different opinions. But like, the thing about this movie is they should have made it about any, it's because, Sun, in the chat from Restream, it doesn't show me if anybody's banned, so I have to go look at Twitch itself. So I had to go like, look at Twitch over here. But anyway, they should have made that movie about any other fictional man. Because it's fine. Like, I don't think the music's that good. But overall, it's a fine movie. But, like, why did they want to make something about fucking... Barnum? What's his... I forgot what his first initials are. H... What? I don't know. That dude's extremely problematic. So they should have made it a fictional person. That was not him. Phineas T. Barnum, yeah. Yeah, right? Exactly, Omi, exactly. Yeah. PT, like the horror game, exactly. That's why they called it PT. Had nothing to do with it being a playable trailer. The Greatest Showman. Here, let me share with you. This is one of my favorite Jenny Nicholson videos. I say as if most of them aren't my favorite. But she has a great video called I Hate the Greatest Showman More Every Minute. And I love it. It's so funny. She also has a needlessly thorough roast of Evan Hansen, of Dear Evan Hansen, and it's very, very funny. This video, I Hate the Greatest Showman More Every Minute, is really a masterclass in how you don't have to put anything in your video. You can just sit there and talk if you're interesting enough. Where is the Greatest Showman video? Because she hardly even puts in, like, shots from the movie. And yet, I could watch it a million times. She's also wearing her glasses in this, which she very rarely wears. But she has very, very bad eyes. Well, she has beautiful eyes. But her eyesight sucks balls, apparently. Yeah, I can tell because her glasses really distort her eyes. Like mine distort mine. Even though I have the fancy one. You're trying to catch your breath. What did you do? You're back full of rage. What happened? You gotta watch it, Omi. You gotta watch it. It's so funny. My other favorite old one of hers is the first one I ever saw of hers. And it was about a reality show that I watched. Oh, I don't fucking know. I don't like The Greatest Showman. The only thing I like about The Greatest Showman is Zac Efron. Only thing I like about it is Zac Efron. I watch it because my mom loves it. And I hate it every moment of it. Except for the Zac Efron parts. When he shows up and is very sexy. And you're like, what are you doing here? You're so sexy. And he's like, I don't fucking know, getting paid. And I'm like, you get your check, girl. I say to Zac Efron. All right. This is another one called the worst reality show of all time. It's when your work to be done, you sexy little scamp, you. This one is about Opposite Worlds, which Husbando and I had cable when Opposite Worlds came out. This person used up your last of your fucks. I don't recommend The Greatest Showman. I do recommend watching Jenny Nicholson's video, because I don't think you need to watch The Greatest Showman to enjoy it. But yeah. So when Opposite Worlds came out, it was on the Sci-Fi Channel. And Hubs and I just so happened to have cable at the time because our roommates worked at Time Warner. So we had cable for a brief period of time when they lived here. And they kept saying in this show that it was a social experiment. They're like, this isn't just a show, it's a social experiment. And so how the show went is there was a Team Epoch and a Team Kronos. And Team Kronos started off on the future side of a house split down the middle by a glass wall. So they go to the future side. Now, the thing that you may notice is that the future hasn't happened yet. All right. Have a great day. Enjoy being a high animal. Watch it if you can't sleep. And you'll enjoy Zac Efron. Because he's sexy and he's talented and he dances good and he sings good and he's great. It came out like in 2014 or something. 2013. So yeah. It was just really high-tech stuff because you can't make the future. You can't have stuff from the future. It hasn't happened yet. So all they could do was just have them have really nice stuff. And every night they had like sushi and they had showers and central heating and air conditioning and all that stuff, and everything was great for them. And then they had Team Epoch. Team Epoch was on the past side of the house where they were in caveman times. And not only were they in caveman times, but like they were given food to eat. It didn't even make any fucking sense. They didn't have to go out and hunt their own food or anything. They were given, living in a styrofoam cave, right? Yeah. They were given food to eat, and the food was like stale bread and fish heads and like raw vegetables. And they weren't allowed to have a fire unless they like made a fire. But they did have water from a spigot in the wall. And it's like, cavemen don't have... Can't believe I have to say this. Cavemen didn't have stale bread. They had not created... They hadn't created like that yet. They didn't start harvesting grain. At least I don't think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a fucking anthropologist or a paleoanthropologist or whatever you call it. Yeah, the future people wore white jumpsuits in the past, had like Flintstone outfits. Okay. And the caveman bread was super fresh. They literally just made it. Yeah, if it was caveman bread. But like, did cavemen have yeast? I just don't buy it. I just do not buy that the cavemen had... What it looked like is it looked like leftover bread from Subway. Is really what it looked like. It legit looked like... they did have yeast infections, so they harvested... Should I put a horrible image in your mind about cavemen harvesting that yeast? Are you all excited for that? But anyway, yeah. So there was that. Also... They thought that it was going to be warm when they filmed, but it wasn't. And the caveman side didn't have any like central heating or anything, and they couldn't start a fire because even though their shit was indoors, it was moist. It was all like moist. So like they were just freezing, and the chicks were wearing like fur bikinis. So what is it? Beginnings, recipes. 10,000 BC, flour, bread, and soup. But when were the cavemen? I'm seeing dates, but I'm not seeing things that's going to tell me what those people were like. Yeast breads for... Okay, so definitely not cavemen, because there were... Because we know that those weren't cavemen then. Yeast breads is solidly Bronze Age. Yes. Yeah, it's absolutely a fever dream. So anyway, besides that, the first fucking episode, they had to compete against each other. And the idea is that if you win, you get to choose which side you go on. And then they also are going to see which one is in better condition, the caveman or the guy from the future. Guess which one was in better condition. But of course, they're never going to choose the past because it sucks. They're always going to choose the future. So anyway, they're competing though. And the first one, they're on a raised platform and they have these tasers on sticks. I am not joking. They're on a raised platform using tasers on sticks to get the other person off the platform. And when they drop off the platform, the cushioning was only directly beneath the side of the platform. So if anybody like fell at with any momentum, they wouldn't necessarily land on the pad. So one of the guy that looks like a villain, he looked like a Bond villain. He like looked like, as Jenny Nicholson put it, like he like murders women on his yacht. He is going up against who's supposed to be like the ace in the hole for the other team, for Team Kronos, who was in the past. He was like a Navy SEAL or something. He was like a really, really like fit dude. And so this guy goes up against him and breaks the rules, doesn't use his taser stick. You're not supposed to do something else. And he like tackles him off the side of this fucking platform. And because there was momentum, the dude falls off and breaks his fucking femur. Like a very bad bone to break. Like specifically not an easy bone to heal. Excuse me while I put on my things. Oh, they're so dark. I should have backed them in white. I should have backed these in white, but I didn't. Whatever, this is a shit show. Anyway, after that, they take him to the hospital and they're like, who's next? And then like people are like, I don't really want to do this because I don't want to go to the fucking hospital like that guy. But they made them do it anyway. You can relate to hospital guy. You broke your femur too, right? Yeah, it was very bad. You know, it's very bad. It's not something that you want to have happen to you. So yeah, they keep putting people up there. Another chick from the same team, from Team Kronos, she broke her finger. She fell off and broke her finger. You zoned out at Greatest Showman and your brain are focused on the caveman bread. And you're like, huh? Greatest Showman is not what I thought. No, that is not. This is a different show. This is a different show. This is a reality show. So yeah. There were so many injuries, and they even brought in like some new people. And one of the first things that happened to the new people is that they both got hoisted up onto racks and had tomatoes thrown at them. And one of the guys, the guy who won, was super nice. I really liked him, but he also was so dumb. And I don't say that lightly. I never say that about people usually, but this guy was really dumb. He was huge and large and dumb. And you were supposed to be throwing tomatoes at the people who were like trying to untie their teammate from the rack, but instead he was just throwing them at the guy who was on the rack. And he threw the tomato so hard to this guy who was wearing safety glasses that the safety glasses cut into his eye and left a really deep gash that he had to have stitches. And in the comments of Jenny's video, that dude commented that he still has that fucking scar. And he was only on the show for like 2 days. But he still has that scar. Okay, manage a chair where your thigh connects to your kneecap, 70%, which the PT said is really hard to do. Like, there was a video of you falling, it would look crazy. That's crazy. This is called Opposite Worlds. Opposite Worlds. And it came out several years ago. So anyway, they also did stuff like, if you were voted fan least favorite online, they would make you not eat for a day, for 24 hours. You just couldn't eat, which is like, what the fuck? So there was that. And then also, like, what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? I don't know. But the point is, I mentioned in the beginning that, like, they kept saying it was, like, a social experiment. They were like, this isn't just a show, it's a social experiment. It's a social experiment. And so Hubs and I were watching this show. And we were like, I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. This show is going to end. And they're going to say, like, oh, you thought we actually put these people in that much danger and did all this stuff? Like, the social experiment was like you, the audience, thought that we did that. But really, like, you know, we didn't do that. And everybody's safe and happy. And they're all actors and they got paid. And so we're, like, watching the end of the show. And we're, like, waiting. We're waiting to see if they say that. That's, like, really funny, but also pretty scary. I understand why it's freaking you out. Have you visited a pet cemetery recently? But yeah, so we're, like, waiting for this show to end. And for them to say, LOL, it was all a joke. That dude didn't break his fucking femur. And then the show just ended. The strongest, biggest, beefiest guy won. And the show just fucking ended. And we were like, really? So, like, fucking really? So, yeah. Jenny's video is better than my description. And it is the first video I ever watched of hers. Somebody shared it on Tumblr. And it wasn't until a few years later that I was watching Jenny as a fan that I realized it was the same person that I had watched before. And I was like, yes, I remember this video. This video is so good. So yeah, that was the story of Opposite Worlds. Hubs and I had cable for like some of the most interesting times to have cable. Because also Naked and Afraid was on for the first time. Like the first season of Naked and Afraid. Which was quite the show. All right. Let us finish this. Let us finish. I think Naked and Afraid is still a show. But it had just started. And we were pretty obsessed for a while. Alright, I don't need to do as much painting on this one. Because it's going on my pinky, and I'm actually not going to do my thumb because I don't feel like it. There we go. Your Orly Color Labs polish looks dope outside the bottle. I'm so glad. All right, I need to add a little more paint. It's not quite enough to cover my pinky. So let's get in there. Whoa, do you need a cleaning? I think you need a cleaning. Because you look very purple. You look so purple to me. And I actually might not paint my other nail or other hand because it's a little bit later. I thought that we were going to end the stream pretty early. But I have some stuff that I want to do that will require the use of my other hand. So I think I'm going to not paint it on stream. There we go. It's a bit out of the lines, but it's okay. No one's ever going to notice. Because the base polish is so fucking dark. They're just never gonna fucking notice. Aw, it's for your bridesmaids! Yeah, I don't know how, like, Color Labs isn't great at doing color at the best of times in person. I have a love-hate relationship with the Color Labs. Alright, alright, alright. Let's see, is this... It's good enough. It's good enough. Okay. Let me put on my sticky base. Yeah, I hear a lot of places offer customs. I feel like someday I should get a custom from Sassy Sauce. I think they're about the same price as the Orleys as well. I think they're like 20. All right. There we go. These do look better now that I've painted them, or that I've top coated them. Someone should definitely do a Lovecraftian horror Titanic movie. You just want to catalog your PBE polish. You hope to not go to PBE again because it's too much work. That is a hot take. I wonder if I go to PBE if I will get the stink eye from a certain expo runner. Okay, okay. I see what you mean. They took them off for a bit. They won't have to deal with them while they're at PBE. All right. That was a close one. I thought that one was gonna like have an issue. Because I kind of like dragged it while I put it on. All right. Move all this. Pull that off the edge. There we go. Do a little bit of cleanup over here. Oh, there's like some black in there. There we go. Whoa. That brush is not stable. There we go. Cleany, cleany. Perfection, perfection. All right, we just gotta let it dry a little bit. We're gonna do a smudge free, and then we're gonna do the top coat, and then we will be done. This is my Titanic look. It's like Titanic, heart of the ocean, Kraken. BB sounds fun if it was a shorter distance. You're in Oklahoma, so it'd be quite the drive. You're not really a fan of planes. Yes. Be a shorter drive than it was for me and Husbando. We drove through Oklahoma, and it was terrifying, TBH. You'll get a hotel room and bring your cube. Yes. Thank you, Luna. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you love it. Not my normal style. But I do think it's very cute. The tentacles really made it, though. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you was it you who suggested them? I'm so glad you suggested them. I think it was you who suggested them. Let's let that wait for a little bit. It probably was the back roads. We went to a gas station that literally nobody, it was just like pumps in the ground and then like a place, like basically a QR code that you could scan to pay. That was all it was. It's really nice, but I don't think that the stamping plate that I used pairs with it very well, because it's all just kind of like these like dark images, these like photographic images. I don't think it worked very well for that, but I do think it's a beautiful polish. This is just the world telling me I should have done more midsummer nails. The universe is trying to tell me something. And that's what the universe is trying to tell me. All right, these need their last layer of top coat as well. Make them nice and shiny. There we go. Your last layer of top coat looking beautiful. So beauteous. And then your last layer of top coat. Again, looking so beautiful. There we go. The Titanic nails we've all dreamed of. You're maybe gonna try midsummer nail art on your current mani before you take it off on your good hand this time, not your Cindy hand. Yes, that is the best place to do nail art, is on your good hand. I have legit thought before that, like, I did not need to do that. I was like, I certainly could do nail art on my right hand free hand. And I could, but it looked pretty bad. TBH, it did look pretty bad. So this is the final look. Thank you, thank you. I think it's very cute. I really do like my Heart of the Ocean. Y'all remember where everybody wanted to have that necklace? Like, everybody wanted that necklace. And they had, like, them in all different price points. It was like the cheapy ones you could buy at Claire's, and then, like, the ones you can, like, actually get at, like, a real jeweler. It was a time to be alive. Yes, he's the crazy pinnacle polishes. I love pinnacle polish. Heart of the Ocean. All right, everybody, I'm going to take off for now, but thank you all so much for joining me today. Have a super awesome weekend. I'll be back on Tuesday. No video tomorrow, and unfortunately, probably no stream next Friday because I'm going to be at the doctor. So I'll be at the doctor, but we will watch The Fifth Element. We're watching The Fifth Element on Friday. So please join me for that. Anyway,